New again at the bar. Oh my god. Wait, that existed.
Taxes on the people.
Went on the
What's this story?
Johnny and
Stuff. Let's get the YouTube channel. Okay.
Johnny and the boss.
I'll be back in a minute. You want to grow your BTC? What do I do? You learn how to trade. That's how you do. You learn how to trade, and you look for the right coins. Look for good setups. The whole goal of our trading is to accumulate more Bitcoin until the bear market kicks in. Then you get rid of it. So that's my philosophy. Accumulate as much Bitcoin as you can until the bear market is confirmed. And I'll talk about the bear market just for people to understand what is a bear market. And a bear market is a changing trend on the weekly. All right, let me get my glasses. And good morning to everyone. For me it's 10:40 a.m. in Melbourne, Australia. And everyone's left their house. I'm all alone, so I've got no little kids or big kids interrupting my session. Okay, let's start. I'm going to just put this volume down a bit. Right, there we go. I don't understand, please type message. Not sure what that means. Hello, Bitcoin has finished the E-Wave. Yeah, it looks like it, doesn't it? So we can talk about strategy. Formations are part of the strategy. Some people don't like formations. Formations could be deceptive. because there's formations within formations. Okay, let me think about how I'm going to start this session. What do I start with? What's important for you guys? And what lessons you can learn? And what I'm going to pick up as I speak. I can pick up things and go, okay, I didn't realise that. So, all right, let's maximise this screen. Let's put Ethereum out of the picture at the moment. You can see on the chart. Let me just put the volume a bit lower. I like having sound in the background. I hate quietness. And having an upbeat sound is alright. And I'm going to try to keep it short. Alright, so in my few sessions I did say about this line, this leading trend line. Okay, let's see. This is a 4K screen, so I'm hopefully thinking you guys can see what I'm writing. Leading trend line. Now, the reason why I'm sharing the screen is I can show you examples. There is a good website, and I'm going to try and pick it out now so you guys can have a look. This is my Discord channel. Not yet ready for public, but it's all the notes I've been taking, and it will be subscription based as well. Anyway, let's look at what was it called? Inverted bar. No, it's not that one. Many formations use this. These people did a good job in the strategy. So look at this website and you can understand how certain functions, certain method strategies work, and formations are part of this. Okay, so this trend line, whenever a trend line breaks, it tells you how to trade it. I'm not going to go into it. You can look at this website. But basically, this is the same. And we are going to look for the break in this trend line for confirmation, because we have what we seem to think there is this descending wedge. And point E to us is that point E there. And I actually thought once it passes this lead, my line in the sand on the 4 hour, so this is my line in the sand. Before I went to bed, I shorted this bugger, and when I wake up, it sprung back up. So I was just enough to close that trade. And give me a sec. What's this phone call? Okay. So this looks like a strong response, doesn't it? Similar to this over here, but this was a dump. And the fact that we've got such a big strong response, so it hit, what did it hit? 47,000, and it's gone back up to 50,000. That's a pretty good strong response. So there's buying pressure, as we know, and the momentum So we've got on this, what is this? This is a 4-hour chart. We've got another hour for this candle to close. And depending on how that candle closes, it either could be a sell-off and bring it back in and drive it down, but at the moment it doesn't look like it. And it's very positive indication. Oh, you want to see that link? Okay. This bump and run strategy is there. But you need to learn a few things before you understand that, but you need the fundamentals. So you can't just read that. Okay, let's go back here. That bump and run strategy makes a lot of difference in your trading strategy, guys. But there's a few elements that you need to understand. But anyway, I'm getting derailed. So looking at this inverted bar, descending wedge, and similar to the descending triangle and all the rest, we have an A, B, C, D, E formation. And just to give you a lesson on this, if I did the Elliott wave, okay, I was doing this one. Actually, let me look out for the triangle. Where am I? Elliott try basics, that's it. This formation. So if I get the original size, no, not big enough. Do I have the link? Let's see. Here we go. Elliott waves. Elliott waves have a correction, and if you look at this formation, you can also put a wedge into this, a descending or so a descending wedge can fall into this scenario. So what these triangles are basically continuation patterns to the upside or downside. It could also be a reversal to the top side or reversal to the bottom side. So I use this as a reference always. So I try to match my A, B, C, D, E's, and it's very complex. There's many scenarios, but in general, when I refer to A, B, C, D, E, this is what I'm referring to. Okay, so I apply that A, B, C, D, E to my descending wedge. You can do it to the channel, and you can do it to many formations, A, B, C, D. There's the other one is just A, B, C. So a correction wave. So when you look at the tool set on TradingView, you can see them here: A, B, C, A, B, C, D, E, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then other formations. So it just tells you, you should know all these, the tools in this TradingView, you should know what they all mean, as they all are part of our trading strategy. So I'm still yet to learn cyclical, cyclic lines, time cycles. I have used sine lines, but this is your starting point. Learn those, and there's plenty on the internet. So my A, B, C, D, E, here, I'll give you an example. If I was to go, that's A, B, C, D, E. Beautiful. It works, doesn't it? If I was to apply it to another spot, here's another formation. Yeah. Now you need to, it's through experience that you get this, and you understand how to apply them. It's not just A, B, C, D, E, it's also levels. You need to understand how to apply them to the levels. You go, okay, where's the E? Well, the E is actually right there. So you've got to be, it just takes a bit of experience to understand how to apply these. It's not straightforward. And the formations continue on. So here's another one. A, B, C, D, E. Again, works there. So I'm looking at it from that perspective. It's not as clear because our lines aren't strong. These lines are all very strong. They've got the body of the candle. This wick, I don't know how to apply this wick. It's very deceptive, and that's the issue I have with this current price action. These were much easier to work out. This one here, the wick, if we disregard the wick, well, then it becomes a channel, doesn't it? And that's the issue I have with this formation. Because if this is a channel, it should actually come down a bit more to my 42 to 45K level. And that makes sense. And that's the thing. We did not, it doesn't quite fit the model. And so I'm struggling to get sense of this one. The only thing I have here is these little mini channels. And you can see from these mini channels, if we apply the ABCD, in many cases, it's like this. And then down, okay? And hold on, so if we do it again, and the push down. So this one here, I thought was a reversal pattern. So if I go to the 30-minute chart, you can see that I thought this was a reversal and it dropped to the downside. So I got my count wrong. And you can see that if we do it here, and it actually worked. Sorry, this actually worked. Bugger. So here, I actually got right. So from there to there, so B, from A to B is a height. I get that height and I'll apply it to the breakout point. So it met its target. And that's why we got a reversal. Now we're back to neutral. So I shorted this. I should have done, so I didn't apply the rule for my closure. Okay, I went to bed. Anyway, long story short, I didn't make as much profit. So the moment it broke this level, you can see this. The moment it broke this level, I knew on the retest I was to short it right here. There's always a retest, but it's very quick. So so let me move that around. The music's completely dead, isn't it? I don't want it too quiet because I can't hear anything. Okay, that's better. So I'm getting the formation right. So you can see I can apply the formation within a channel. And in many cases, it could be a triangle as well. So if I was to click the tops and the bottoms, you can see if I was to hide this, give me a sec. It's pretty clear. I need to hide a few lines, don't I? Let me just make these very light. Because they tend to. Why isn't that fading? This one here. Oh, that was a text. No wonder. So I'll hide them so you can see a bit better. And I'll put that formation there. Like a big blue line. So if you take your time with these formations, you want to see the clues. And just this one gave us a clue. Okay, so if this was the trend and another trend line, and we've got the tops, you can see this is a bear flag. And And when it made this level, established these two and that, you can see that's a trend line as well. And then therefore played the role here. So when price came down, when price was bouncing A, B, C, D, E, it drops, and you know there's going to be a retest. So it went all the way up, and this was a very strong resistance level because we have one trend line as support, and we have the channel as another resistance. So this was trying to break out, but that's where you shorted. That's a good shorting spot. Now, I've got a theory. If that's that, and we bring it all the way down here, why is this a bear flag? Well, for those who don't know what a bear flag is or bull flag is, that's a pole. So think of a flagpole and a formation. Yeah, a flag. That's a flag, isn't it? A pole and a flag. In many cases, so I remember someone I was been teaching online asked me, "What is a bear flag? I want a bull flag." That's a bullish bull flag. That is a bear flag. A bear flag means there's a continuation to the downside, and usually what you do is you get the length of the pole and you apply it. So here's my bear flag in this blue formation. Yep, that's my formation. That's the flag. If I was to apply this flag pole, you can see that's the pole. From there to there for this bear flag, and therefore the target is the same. Make sense? So that was a good sign on how to measure your target on the downside. So we got that bear flag target done. Then we had this mini structure, and we also hit its target. We are pretty close to the bottom. That's my opinion. This response was part of that.
It was again at Dunbar. Oh my God, we did it. We survived a terrible week. Maybe this week will be a lot better. Things will change. Dear, because all time I was hard. Amen.
Went on the daily on the second.
So I follow Mitch Ray once in a while. I like his music. Anyway, he's a trading guy. He puts out charts as well. You know, just still find my music. I just use his. But anyway, so that's a quick session there for you to understand. And at this point, you can see how price is finding this area as a resistance, that trend line. Question is now we've returned back to our reset from, we played this little mini structure out, hit its target, got the response. This is our potentially E point on this formation. Where is it? Hold on. So we had that formation. I don't know what happened to it. Is it in the 4 hour? Yeah, there it is, 4 hour. There are a lot of scribbles on the screen. Hopefully it doesn't confuse the hell out of you guys. So as I continue on, it could be a channel or it could be a wedge, if we include that wick. So that is our descending wedge. This bullish candle is pretty much very compelling, and I don't think it will take long before it breaks this level. So the 4 hour candlestick has another, another 2 hours to go. So let's just see how that plays out. But I feel confident that that's going to break out. On the short time span, we see a rejection already, and it is my feeling that, see that level there, You can say it's parallel. Let's put a parallel line. Bring it all the way across. You can see now, in some ways, let's clean this up. You can see that this level there is also playing support and resistance in this mini level, right? So that is, and it's now extending to this level. So we can have price doing a really good squeeze before it goes out. But we need to watch it every 30 minutes, I suppose, for the breakout. The fact that we have this formation, top level was resistance for a while. So we've got this top level or this channel. So let me connect the lines. That could be our support, potentially. And how much do you want to go into it? Well, you can go very low into it. There's a little channel there that we break down on the downside as well. That could be our short-term support area. This area here, we've got a few lines, but basically this area is what we need to focus on for the breakout. And the first target will be here, and the second target, and so on. So there'll be layers, and you might get a rejection. We might get some formation, and it just continues on. But it looks positive at the moment, and you can see it's three impulse. So that's 1, 2, 3, and up. Usually the count 1, 2, 3, 4, and you know the Elliott wave is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can count that in there as well. So 3 is a good number, and each one gets smaller in magnitude. That is another indication that we're close to the bottom. So if you look at many of the drops in triangles, the wave is usually bigger in the beginning. So when you drop, you have the 1, 2, 3, and then up. And each one, you notice that the range gets tighter and tighter to a apex. Okay, it gets to an apex where then it springs up. So that's what you look for, an apex level in many of these formations. You're looking for something that's restrictive and then volatility should drop. The volume should drop as well for a big move. And you probably see on YouTube or where a big move is coming. Well, the big move was there to the top. Now we're potentially looking for a big move here, and it could be upside or downside. At the moment, it looks like it's likely to go to this level here. So I had the sand in the line of sand in these levels, and if I look on the 4-hour chart, I established those lines based on this 4-hour candlestick. So let's increase that. So this 4-hour candlestick here. So I had this 4-hour candlestick there as a line in the sand, and when price broke below it, you see it becomes resistance. And it actually might use another pen. Give me a sec. Okay, so let's get another pen, something that you can see. So when price breaks that level, it finds this 4-hour section as resistance and it drops. Does another one, this 4-hour level becomes our new level, and when price breaks it, it finds as resistance, in this case the trend line, and we drop. So this was another 4-hour line. So what's going to happen is if we break this level, the way I saw it, this is going to be our first resistance level, and that's 54,400. So that is my most likely scenario, and it's in confluence with the pivot points on this wedge, descending wedge. So makes sense. And the second one, the major one, if you look at this chart, that is pretty much there. So if we're going to get there, no, I don't think so. So what we do now is, in my video, what I did, or video update yesterday or this morning, video post on Bitcoin. If we are to go up, okay, let's look at that. What I do is swing high to swing low. It's usually the 0.5 or 0.618 level. So let's get that default applied. Move that to the right. And you can see the Fibonacci levels. If there was this to break up, our target will be this and this in between. So price, so it's going to have some resistance. It probably hits that fib level, and then this zone is going to be a significant resistance level, 0.618 or 0.5, and we can do that many times over on many structures where the 0.5 or the 0.618 became the resistance. So if I was to use it from here, from the bottom to the top, you can see 0.618 right here was our resistance, and on the daily it would have been the 0.5. Yes, right. It's in there somewhere. Yeah. And so it is likely that we will have the same scenario. Even here, if we to apply it from the top to the bottom, again, this one actually is a bit better. So it's a 0.786. That's not a good example, but I believe the 618, the golden ratio, is going to be a resistance. If it goes to 0.618, that is a bullish sign. If it goes up to 0.5 and drops, that means we're going to go deep, another deeper pullback, because that is a dead cat bounce. So the 0.5 level, if price doesn't pass this level on this bounce, then we're going to go lower. That's a dead cat bounce by definition. So that's another thing there, what I'm looking at. That's pretty much it at the moment. We can't talk more about it. Give you a background, just the reasons why we're looking at this breakout and relevance to the wedge and so on. If you look on the bigger picture, if I was to get another chart, it's probably better, wouldn't it? So let's see, this is on Binance. Let me get the Bitcoin on USD Coinbase. So we don't have a cleaner chart, hopefully. Yep. Based on the wedge, ascending wedge formation, which was this. And we had this trend line that broke. You can also see, so many of us were thinking that this is the target, this range. That's the bottom of the target. But you can see also around here, say here, actually, oh, you can't probably see it, but let me get those lines thicker. So the bottom of this support level, you can see our price comes down to the support level where there's all these wicks. See that section? That is support, resistance, resistance, and support. So this black line has confluence in many areas. Also this level here. So you can see how that came into the picture. This one didn't quite make it to the bottom. Many of us were thinking that we'll have 3 impulses. 1 impulse, 2 impulse, and the 3rd one in this zone. Either on top of this or in the zone, some formation and then reversal. So it's still likely to go down, but there's no reason why it can't go up and then down. Okay, so there's no reason why it can't go hit that resistance and go down, because it still fulfills the correction wave. So our correction wave, the ABC, the Elliott wave, is A, B, C. So if our ABC is that, well, we need a bounce, don't we? We need some bounce, A, B, C. At the moment, we don't really have that B, and it doesn't make sense that this A is going to be down there. It can, but then it fits a different. This is actually that's it. Then we have a different formation of the ABC. This is a bullish double bottom. So if we were to do that, that will be the case where we won't go any further. This will be nice to have if we were to go up to that level and down. I mean, from all the way down, we'll have a rejection at B, come back to C, and then likely chance that we'd make that W formation. So this will be a W formation. That'll be beautiful. That's a strong formation, and you can, those who don't know should maybe wait for the breakout here. I'll be buying here anyway. That's my target zone. Here I'm just talking about making some money. At the end of the day, I still believe everything's going to come down here. How we get there is this formation. Make sense? So we can have 2 scenarios that could play, or 2 likely scenarios to play out. And now I'm just telling you, planning ahead, and I'm telling you what the Elliott wave looks like with the correction. So we need an ABC formation, and there's 2 ABC formations, that and that. And you can look it up. Elliott wave, correction wave, you'll find it. Okay? And this ascending wedge, the root of it is where the target is, and we're still going to get there. We're not quite there yet. And so that's why I'm expecting a bounce. I've been saying for a while, from 52 to 53K. And if we're lucky, even higher. Because these ones did the same. So these corrections, so you can see this one, A, B, C. And then we had the W formation. So the W formation, I'm not drawing, am I? Come on. So W formation, 1, 2, 3, and then up. So we could play that scenario as well. I'm not bearish anytime soon. Now here's the reason why we're not in a bear flag. When that daily trend change, so if we look on the daily, and I talked about the trend, so if I delete all that, here's why, basic fundamentals, high highs, lower lows, yes? If you don't know that, go back to one of my streamings and I do talk about that. It's labeled as, I think it was labeled as a session, tutorial session of trend, the trend wave. So here we have a trend. If we start from low, we have a higher high from this point perspective reference. We have a new high. and then we have a new low. Yes, and then we have a new high, a new low, a new high, new low, new high, and same low. So that the trend didn't change here. And then we broke up, we made a new high compared to this. And then we made a new low compared to this. And a slightly new high and a new low, higher low. So a lower high. So each time, each low becomes higher. This was the final one. We just barely made a new high, high. And this was the previous lower high. And now you can see we broke that lower high and we broke that lower high. So on the daily, we have a changing trend. This doesn't qualify for a bear market. The bear market is on the weekly. So if we look on the weekly, we're still within the trend. So if I was to bring out historical chart where the bear market started, which is down here, you can see on the weekly, our trend was pretty much on the upside. And when we officially broke this, although it's a long way down, when we broke this level on the weekly, we had a new lower low.
Oh my God, we did it. We survived the
Yeah.
terrible week. Maybe this week will be a lot better. Things will change. Here because all time highs are
2020. Could be Justin.
So in here, this was our levels. And the moment we break this level, we had a new weekly low. So we changed the trend there. Here's our weekly. And this is our weekly high. And this is our weekly low. The recent weekly low is this one here. It's still higher than this spot and this spot. So we are currently still on a high. We have to break this level to be disqualified as an uptrend on the weekly. Then if we were to break that's it. Then we are in a bear trend. So it is close, but we haven't changed. This was very similar as well. So here, that was our weekly high, but our weekly low was here. And so we never got to test that. So our trend is pretty much intact. It's ugly, but long as we have these lower highs, it's just barely a lower high. And so this week will give us, unfortunately, it comes down to this week. We need to see this go up. Even if it visits this level on the weekly, we can have a double bottom and it's still not a changing trend. It's very close, but it's still not a changing trend. And this is the definition of a bear market if we break this level, which is about 44,000. Yeah, that will be changing our market, and that's the most important part. Oh, and then 21. Hello. Thanks for joining us. So so that's the definition of a bear market from my perspective. So when I see some people making claims that we are in a bear market, I don't understand their definition. We have a daily that is lower, but not on the weekly. The weekly is the main one. And let's look at the weekly RSI and the indicators. So what I want to do is, what's this one here? Okay. So the MACD is crossed over on the weekly, which is not good. But then if we look at it over here, the MACD crossed over here as well. Yep, that wasn't good either. But this is very different to that scenario. Here on the weekly, I'm going to be bearish, and I've got to be true. If this red RSI comes down below this 50%, we're stuffed. So that's not a good sign. I can see why people are bearish. If this red RSI comes down, but if there's a scenario where this green starts to come back up while this is coming down, then we're fine. And we'll nullify. Yes, sweetie. So it is getting close. It's very close actually to being uncomfortable. And the whole idea is you want to collect your money at the right spot. So we do expect a bounce, and I'm still watching. We are very close to breaking that level, and let's see how we go. Yeah, but this indicator, every time we have this weekly indicator going down, so let me close that one. On the weekly, we have this crossover here. That doesn't help, being white. And the second crossover was here. Come on. Crossover there. That is when everything starts to go downwards. So that was a bearish divergence, and the second crossover, we had the momentum going down. Here we have the same. So our first crossover, when it hit the top, all right, so that's the first one right there. And the second one, once we had the second one drop below it, the green RSI, we are descending. But this could be a shallow. This is almost reached the bottom, so it's nowhere near, I suppose, these scenarios where the green and the red are already below the 50%. This one's nowhere near 50%. It's got a long way to go on the weekly. So we have to drop we basically have to break that weekly for this red to go down. So that's pretty good. And if I was to get rid of this indicator and just use this one here, historically, this indicator showed us when we're overstretched and the tops. So we are now below that, but we're not way down. So I'm looking, this indicator is called the NVT, and it's measured by the network of Bitcoin. So we broke that level, and that's what we dumped. So it's just it's like an RSI in a way. And what happens is when it breaks below a certain level, like 80%, then we're in a bear market. So it's still got a long way to go. So we have weekly indicators that pretty much saying we're bearish, but we're not finished. Okay. And as you know from my previous videos, my 20 weekly moving average is my line in the sand. Okay, I'll come now, sweetie. Give me a sec. I gotta help my little daughter find her TV channel. Okay. Where's the remote? Can I help you? Don't need the remote? Okay, here's the remote. You got my hack. You want to watch this one? Not ready yet. Wait. TV's ready. I'll do it. Okay. Now let's look at so the 20 weekly moving average looks like it's in confluence with that level on the weekly, right on the weekly support level candle. So if we were to do that and look at closer, this black weekly 20 moving average is my level of interest. Actually, let's go back to the other chart. BTC USD on Binance. And you can see where my interest was is on the 20 weekly moving average as well. So if I was to put that there, come on. Here we go, the 20 weekly moving average is coming. And remember I said that our ABC correction is around that level. So that's 44K. I'm still looking at that as an area of interest to come into. So I'm looking for the ABC correction to take place, which is pretty much A, B, somewhere there, and then C, somewhere around here. And that meets my 20. So my ABC correction is also equivalent to this 20 weekly moving average. It might go a bit lower, like previous times, but it still fulfills my level of interest based on this formation as well. This level across. This is a support level. It's also a nice fib level, the 0.618 level. Okay, here we go. We're breaking through. Okay, missed it. So that is our entry. I'm going to enter now and go along. But there's a bit of money there. Just give me a few minutes, people, because I'm going to trade. It could be a fake out, so be careful. But I don't think it is. So we've pretty much broken that key level. And if we look on the smaller time frame, you can see how that line was actually relevant. See how the candlesticks behaved around it? So a bit of a pullback and then retest and up it goes. So that's a good trade. And I'm sure if I look at VET, let me look at VET and Ethereum. There we go. So VET's trend line hasn't been broken yet. That's the VET's trend line, so it hasn't broken. Where's your Ethereum? Okay, sweetie. Sit down and stop jumping up and down. Sit down. Okay. Just when I thought I had the house to myself. Okay, so Ethereum is continuing on as well. Beautiful. So look on the smaller time frame. Ethereum is moving up. Yep. So Ethereum's broken that level as well. Its own local resistance level. So Ethereum's going to the next level. And so if you were looking at the breakout, that's pretty much it. And you can see the resistance level that's approaching. I already got Ethereum, so I'm not interested in buying more at this point. So that's a nice formation breakout, a reversal pattern there on Ethereum, confirmed. Similar to this reversal pattern here. So that's pretty much a double bottom for Ethereum. So if you look at, hold on, stay there. So if you're looking for Ethereum in terms of behavior, you've got this top target reach, got the 1, 2, 3, and I think it's going to continue on. You might make a triple top resistance, but I think Ethereum's going to be very bullish. And let's look at Ethereum from a Bitcoin perspective. Okay, so Ethereum's still finding resistance at that level. Bit of rejection because Bitcoin's broken out. So we had this formation for Ethereum. That was a beautiful entry spot right there. So ascending, yep, a triangle breakout. That was beautiful. It did its test at the 0.618, I reckon it was. So if I was to do this, swing high to swing low, It's actually higher. Okay. Or is that the bottom? Yeah, so it's 0.302. So I'll go get rid of the wicks. Use the body of the candle, and I'll use that body of the candle there. And so the 0.302 was not quite the resistance, but enough. Pull back to that 0.5 Fibonacci, and now it's going to continue on. So this is likely to continue on. That was our resistance here. So it might do a retest at that level if it gets rejected. So if there was a rejection, I can't tell you if it's going to be rejected, because this is a double top, right? So usually a double top's always a rejection, but I would look at for Ethereum to go that way. And you can see Ethereum's a bit confusing at times, where the formations aren't that clear, but you can see how they come to an apex and then they break out. And the resistance levels are pretty clear in the past. Continuation pattern, another continuation pattern, and up it goes. So that was a beautiful trend. So we had a nice formation here, and realistically, that this is more like a reaccumulation structure. So this might not go. This might stay around this area for a while. But if it was to break this level, then it's gonna fly. It might do a retest to this level and then continue. So Ethereum is looking very bullish. And Ethereum, if I was to do on the weekly or the daily, if I was to do, okay, I did something here. So that's a channel. Ethereum's in a channel. If I was to trade Ethereum, that was in a day that moved very quickly, didn't it? So a daily candle is very strong. I didn't realize that. That was, so hold on, 12 hour. So there you go. So on the 12 hour, that was, so Ethereum's been doing very well in the past few hours, past day actually. So I wasn't keeping a track of this at all. I was taking a break. So I missed that opportunity. Bummer. Got to take a break. It's been too exhausting trading. So so Ethereum's already looked for something that's about to break out. Sol, I've got Sol a few days ago. So let me have a look at Sol. Where are you? Sol and INJ I've got. Got Ethereum, but don't need to top up Ethereum. Ethereum's already gone. Okay, so second target's up there. So I must have published this somewhere before. Let's put the target. Okay. So INJ is looking good, and that's my forecast for INJ. If Bitcoin continues on, yeah. I want to get Sol because I might do another trade on Sol soon. Okay, XRP, we'll have a look. You XRP people, never give up. There's more to the world than XRP. And the Dodge people are no different to the XRP people, in my opinion. So look at Sol, right? You're crazy not to get this. Look at the trend, uptrend, all right? This trend I've been going with for a while. I look at my moments and breakouts. So I was fortunate in this case. I bought mine in this formation, this breakout, and I just held on to it. So I'm really lucky to be ahead because I didn't put no stops, and so I'm ahead, much ahead on Sol, and and you see this green line is the supporting trend line. Yeah, that's pretty good. Sol's going to keep going. VET, Vet is, I remember Vet. Okay, Vet's close to it, isn't it? So Vet's a good one to buy. If Bitcoin continues on what it's doing, so what is it doing right now? Okay, so it's found this, Bitcoin has found this level as this nog here is a resistance now. So at this level, it equates to this. And you can see it's a fib level. This red band is a fib level. So it's going to find resistance, and it's found resistance just here. Right? That's where Bitcoin's found resistance at the moment. And I said you might retest and just continue on. So I think we're doing well with Bitcoin at the moment, and we're going to be heading up here. So the alts are going to start rallying. You got to start picking your coins. Okay. Link. Oh, that's right, my link. I was waiting for link. That's another one. Yes. Link's going good. And that looks like a reversal. So I'm going to buy link now. I might as well trade while I'm talking, right? We've had a few days of bearish, and this is the catalyst to kick it off. It won't last long, but the weekend was miserable. So come Monday, markets open, and this formation, you can see, it's not the cleanest, but it is. This is link, by the way. It's not the cleanest, but you can see the formation roughly there. You should ignore this bugger when the one's poke its head out. And you can see the trend line where it's found support. My blue line. And the other one was this red line. So I have this level as resistance. It's not quite broken, but I think it will. And then it will hit that level there. So that's link. And you can see links as one of those Oracle solutions. And if we were to look at from a realistic resistance level, we put a channel and we just apply it to the previous top or nearabouts. So I would say this could go all the way up to the top of this channel. If things were to continue on. So our initial resistance will be that level here, this black line, because that shows you that's the resistance. That's definitely a resistance level. It's possible that we just continue and then break up to upside, so we get another formation in the making. This is the early start of the, so this is the lowest point, and this could be a A, B, C, D, E, and then up. Could be a formation, or just have the A, B, C, and up it goes. So there is a bullish scenario there, and as long as we above this channel, this bottom trend line, link is still in the bullish poise. The likes of ADA is not the same. Let's look at ADA. So ADA, okay, ADA had that line as well. So it's just broke that line. Okay, so you can see how the alts are starting to rally. So I draw these lines way before this happened. So and then you look back and then you realize. So if I look at ADA, it's got all these moving averages as resistance. This 618 as resistance. And you can see from the structural point of view, it's got a long way to go compared to link. And if I have, where is it? Cake's the other one. Okay, Cake's flying. Yeah, Cake's breaking out big time, and it's just going to keep going. Cake for Pancake as the Binance solution for the exchange. And there you go. Pancake you need to have. If you haven't got it, you pretty much missed out. Yeah, that's pretty much gone, isn't it? And then I'll look at what it calls B&B. Okay, now XRP. T fuel is broken out. Okay, retest and up it goes. Total market cap. There we go. So total market cap might find this area as resistance. So it's not all looking good because we break this level, and based on it could potentially just be a double bottom here. But yeah, it's not all good. We didn't get this one done, so that's gone. And based on this structure, we broke it, and now we're finding resistance on the total market cap. Okay, so if someone wants to, let's look at Carvo a sec. Yeah, Carvo's got a long way. Carvo's in a negative poise. I wouldn't touch Carvo. FTT. FTT just broke that resistance level. Not interested in that. Litecoin was poised to go. So Litecoin's finding support on this level. But not interested in that. And B&B, what's B&B doing? Okay, B&B has found support there. And I got stopped out on that one. So I can see on the 8 hour, I can see that level there, and I got a so it's not closed yet. We've still got 6 hours to go. So I'm looking at the 6 hour, 8 hour trend line for confirmation. So this might be just still a resistance level, and it needs to break this level, B&B, or down. It could do either one. So it's done top. It's done a double top. So I'm very wary that this is going to go anywhere. All right, so let's get the XRP. What's going on? 4 hour, okay. XRP, come on. XRP's pulled back a fair bit, hasn't it? But similar to Bitcoin, it's trying to do a bullish formation, which is a expanding wedge, which is a bullish formation at a 0.618. So it's found a fair bit of support there, but it hasn't broken that channel or that trend. So it's got to it, but at the moment it's still, and the formation is not the best. It's like it's all over the place. So previously you can see that's a clear bear flag, but this one here, it doesn't look like a reversal, but the wicks tell you that there's a lot of support. I would trade this after it breaks this 0.5. I would not go into it until it breaks this level. I will not consider going into Ripple. Yeah, because it could just continue down. There is it's not the cleanest chart, and this is pretty much a topping off formation, and it could well easily go down back down to this level here where it started from, because it's done it. Yeah, so here's the next level that could possibly go down to. So I'll be very wary I would want to see it past this level here for Ripple. Okay, Mary or Marianne, I would wait for it to break this 0.5 level to consider jumping in. And that's pretty much it, guys. I think I've covered a fair bit. So we can see that Bitcoin is finding temporary resistance right on that fib level. So it's moved up to the next one. So it's past this resistance level on the left, which is another good sign. So let's look at this in a bit more detail. This level was our resistance level. And the fact that we broke it decisively is a very good sign, because here was point A was so here we got support, resistance, and even this moving average was resistance up to a point, and now we've got this fib level as a major resistance. But the fact that it broke this guy's support level is going to open the door to this one here. So that now we're going to look at this as more realistic. So that's again 53,400, which was I said is a likely scenario for the bounce. And look at this. Look, that looks strong. You know, look at all these green candles in a row. That's pretty strong. And I think today will be a nice day for trading for many things. We might get some volatility, and it's looking good, guys. It's done a real nice reversal. It's broken the previous structure, and I can't see it being a fake out, because it fits the narrative that we need an ABC correction. We need a bounce. We didn't have a bounce here, and this is the reversal structure for the bounce. And then gotta be careful. Don't go long. If we're lucky, we'll be lucky to make it there, but this is my rejection zone, I think, and that's up to 54k, no, 56k. This is going to be difficult to pass. Yeah, there's a lot of obstacles on the way up, and that's why I have another reason to go down. Okay, I'll leave it at that. And now one more. I'll leave one more. That's Bitcoin dominance. We didn't cover that. So this is my chart, and now I can see it. This was my chart and my lines and my resistance levels on the previous video stream. And so what I just articulated, these are my thoughts, pretty much it, in line. So you can always come back down. Let's see the fib levels. There we go. For people who want a black screen, that's pretty much it. That yellow band is absolutely no-go. The 0.618 level. That is very difficult to pass. And if you do remember what I said, I'm looking for the scenario. I'm very convinced on this scenario until otherwise. If I look on the 4-hour chart, and I'm just looking forward to making a lot of money on this one. So if you look at the 4-hour chart, everything looks right, except for this. Where are we on the 4-hour chart? So what I said in the past was from there to the bottom is the impulse. And depending on where we get to, so hold on, I don't want to get the top of it because that's a fake out. Let's just zoom in a bit so you guys can see. Okay. This is a real, yes, from there to there. Okay. So if price was to go all the way up there, so I'm going to look for a deeper correction. If the price was to hit that yellow band, I'm looking at this red area as 42K. Yep. So if we were to get to this yellow band, I'm looking for this to drop a bit more deeper than I expected. So that is my zone. 42K to 45K, still the same. So I'm expecting A, B, C correction, but where A, B equals C, D. And it still fits the narrative for this structure and the moving averages. So leaving at that, touch on Bitcoin dominance just to wrap it up. I would think that Bitcoin dominance is now just dropping. Yeah, there we go. So that's a 30-minute one, so that's a bit stuffed. And you can see Bitcoin dominance is really volatile. I don't need that. Go to the daily, and it's never a clean candlestick, is it, with dominance? But it's just the levels. You can see it's all over the place. The wicks telling you that we have volatility in a big way, and what I'm looking here is a bit of momentum on the upside, but it's nowhere near recovered Bitcoin dominance on the daily. This section here is very below. It's very bearish still, Bitcoin dominance. It's there's a bit of a bullish divergence in the making still. So we've got Bitcoin dominance going down, but we've got indicators going up. So it's not all good for the alts at this point. What we want to see is this start to reverse back down for the alts. It's still, there is no surprise that this is going to go up slowly, but it's got a long way to go for Bitcoin dominance to kick in. The alts are still going to dominate. And I'll wrap it at that, guys. Hopefully I've made some sense here and helped you out with some strategies and so on. And let me answer one or two questions on the thing, on the chat line. Bro, this my Discord. I want you, please. Okay. All right. And hello, guys. XRP done. I don't understand. Please type message. So this is a recording. You can always play it back. So the type message. I'm not sure what that means. But I got your Discord profile. Could you send me a link? I sent you that link on that bump and run strategy, and that's it. I don't have any more questions on there to answer, so I'm all done, wrapped up. I'm going to enjoy the rest of the day. May you have a good day and stay safe, and I'll talk to you guys another time soon. Cheers.